Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Green Mountain. Welcome back to Deep Sky Farms channel. We've got a couple little errands to do today. The first thing we got to do is we've got a load of stuff to take down to the market and make ourselves a little bit of money. No, that won't go on there. We're already loaded up. Let's just get in the truck and go. So yeah, we got to sell off some of the product of our sawmill. We're going to make two stops. We're going to go to Johnson's and we're going to go to the carpentry shop because the carpentry shop specifically wanted the small boards. So we get to go on a little bit of a tour of Green Mountain today. The other thing that we need to do today is we need to pick up a seeder and a stone picker of some sort. I just had a look last night at that field that we opened up, and there's just a little strip of stones up one edge. So I'm thinking rather than a full-on stone picker, I think we're just going to grab a bucket for the front loader and do it like that, because there's not a whole lot of them, and it'll get us there. And the cedar that I'm looking at is well, you'll see it, but it's going to be a direct drill, so that way we don't have to worry about a separate disking step. It's got discs right on the front of it. We can just go straight from plowed. So hopefully we'll be able to do that pretty quickly and easily. Oh, and I guess we're going to need to pick up some seeds. I had a look at the shed last night, and we haven't really gotten a whole lot out of that yet in terms of production. We've been mostly feeding what we can to the little piggies. And they're probably going to need some attention too. Like they're not eating much, but they are eating. So we'll have a quick look at the pigs. We'll have a quick look at the stones, and we'll need to come up with a roller solution too. So. But first we need to get some wheat seeded in that field. It's not very big, but it's going to be a start. It's going to be a start. We're going to do what we can. Oh, that's nice. I wonder if that's for sale. I don't know if you saw it out of the corner there at Clever Motors, but there's a nice looking gravity wagon up there that could come in handy for some stuff too. There we go. Don't hit that pole and don't hit that car. Nicely done. And don't take out their mailbox. Can we not take out the mailbox? We didn't take out the mailbox. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that we need to do. The question is, how are we going to fund what we need to do? And I think it's mostly going to be the sawmill, and if we can start getting a little bit of cash crop out of the greenhouse, that'll be the next, the other thing supporting us. I think we also need to do a milk run too pretty soon. Alright, can we get in there for these boards? It's a little bit tight. There we go. Okay, now can we get ourselves off the corner of this building? All right. Cool, so that's the first part of it. The next stop is going to be at Johnson's on the way back for the rest of this stuff. Because we're going to want to, we've got a couple of boxes of sugar beets on there. I thought, that's one thing that those greenhouses are good at producing is sugar beets, so I'm not too worried about selling them off. Plus they have potatoes up there. I'm actually thinking about maybe doing root crops here rather than grains and stuff like that, because we are a smaller operation, and the equipment for doing that it's relatively low horsepower. So maybe, we keep the pigs and the cows as a hobby, and we get into doing root crops and vegetables or something. We'll see. We'll look into it as we go along. All right, we'll swing into Johnson's. And we'll see what we get out of that. I'll tell you, that sawmill, that was a good investment. It's definitely going to fund our startup operation here. Yep, okay, that's that was a nice little chunk of change. So let's head across the way to Clever Motors. And see if we can negotiate ourselves the sale of some equipment. Because if we can, I'd like to get some seed in the ground. Okay, here we go. We are on our way back. We've got our stone picker bucket, and we've got some seeds, some fertilizer, and we've got our planter. We'll have to come back for that with the tractor, but that's not the end of the world. And I'm still negotiating with them about that gravity wagon. It just came in on a trade. We had a look at it. It's in pretty decent shape. Maybe, we'll see. I could see how it could come in handy for us in the future. We don't need it just yet. So that took a little bit of cash out of our account, but we will be in business and we have a pretty key piece of infrastructure for our farm up here. The next thing we need to do is figure out a solution for making silage. We're going to need a couple of pieces of equipment for that. Whoa. We're loaded a little bit weird. It's making the back end of the truck jump around a bit. Yeah, we're going to need to do some silage somehow. And I'm thinking the easiest solution for us right now is some sort of a silage pit, or clamp as they call it in the UK, or bunker as it's commonly known. The only thing about that is where do we put it and how do we fill it? Those are two things I haven't quite figured out just yet, because I don't want to get into forage wagons. I suppose maybe if we can find ourselves an old clapped out forage harvester enough to get us through a couple of seasons, that's an option. The other option is going to a round baler, and I don't really want to do that. I don't like round balers. I think they're a pain in the neck to use. So anyway, let's wheel this over here, and we'll get that unloaded in a little bit. Oh, actually, let's wheel this over up here. There. And we're going to run over and we're going to grab our farm awl. I don't think it has anything hooked up to it. And we're going to run up and grab our new seeder and bring that back. So we'll see in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to run the tractor up there and grab that. Okay, there we are. We've got our seeder. And I guess we'll just load it right off the back of the trailer. But first, we got to go and deal with those stones. So let's grab the David and go pick up those stones, and we can just dump them right into that shed and make some lime. Which is something else that I kind of forgot about, is that we need to get some lime on that field. And I guess we'll have to pick up a lime applicator of some sort. It's not really that big of a deal because it's not really that big of a field, so I'm not super worried about it. But it's still a step that's going to have to be done. I was hoping to plant this episode, and maybe we can lime after we seed. I don't know, but we'll have a look. We'll see what's available out there. All right, get on there and up. Are we, there we go. There we go. All right. Let's go get some stones. You know, having the option to handpick the stones would be nice, but that's okay. Yeah, there's a little spray of them right here. Not that big of a deal. Oop, I missed a bunch there. Right along the edge. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of them. Good thing we're not going to be relying on this for lime production. Oh, there's a little patch of them right on the edge there. Yep, that got that. That get them? Yeah, that got them. You get the bucket cam on these. There. And I think that's pretty much got it. I don't see anything else, but let's just check our PDA. Oh, there's one little bit right over in the corner there. One stone. There we go. We're good. So, good. We're in good shape. We can load up our fertilizer and our lime and get up there and get some seed in the ground, and we're going to be farming. So let me drop this off at the shed, and we'll see you back up at the field, and we're gonna have seed going into the ground. Okay, here we are. Let's try this. Let's see what happens when we drop that down, turn it on, and press go. What do we get out of the back of this thing? Oh. All right, we are putting seeds in the ground. We're gonna have to pick up a roller too. I'll worry about that later, but right now we're getting some seed into the ground. That makes me happy. So we're gonna have a little bit of wheat to play with in the springtime, or well, next August. All right, do we want to do a montage, or do we just want to jump to the next thing? Or do we just want to drive around and talk about stuff? Go. Okay. And that didn't take a whole lot of our... That didn't take a whole lot of our supplies. I'm always a little bit nervous about doing this because I've never used this planter before. I don't know how it's going to behave. But there we go. There we go. It is working just fine. And I think we'll have enough fertilizer between what we've got in the back of the truck and what we've got in the shed. We have a little bit in the shed, but not a whole lot. I guess that's something we're going to have to concentrate on is picking up our manure and picking up our slurry and getting that production going. There. And it looks like we got some more trees to cut back here too. There, and bring that right down. Right along here. All right. We are farming. Well, I mean, we've been farming all along, but this makes it feel official. We've got our winter wheat going in. And this is going to be a pretty good sized patch. It'll be enough for our little piggies to make some grain grist. That's what we're doing this for. Yeah, and then so after this, we're going to start opening up some field, some more field, and I think we'll have to take another run around here with the mower. But we're going to need a silage solution. I'll have to look into that. I have an idea. Going to need a little bit more research. I'll do my own research. There. Yeah, this is working out. I'm glad I spent the money on this planter. It was a little bit more pricey than I was thinking, but I was originally going to go with one of the John Deere smaller planters, but I'm glad I spent the extra cash on this because this is working out pretty well. And it's a pretty modern piece of equipment, so for the size of it and the performance of it so far, there we go. Oh, I found another piece of timber in there. Have to come back up with David and get that. All right, here we go. And, you know, the old farmall, she seems to be pulling this along pretty well. That was the other thing. This was right at the edge of our horsepower, but it had the features that I wanted on it. There we go. So yeah, the next thing we need to do with this is get some lime on it, I guess, and get this rolled out. I'll have to find a roller. I have an eye out on it, but haven't found anything just yet. How's that looking? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this looks nice. This looks really nice. And she fits our tractor rather nicely too. I suppose eventually we're going to upgrade all of this stuff, but for now, we're just starting out. We're doing okay. Alright, so I'm going to just run back and forth here and get this seated in, and we'll see you on the other side. And then we can kind of talk about what we're going to do for a silage solution, because we need that for our cows. right, this is working out pretty well here for us. So I'm going to say let's call it an episode right about here. And in our next episode, we're going to come back and roll it and lime it and figure out some silage stuff. So thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, we're doing okay for seed and for fertilizer. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's just a touch heavy for the farm all, but that's okay. As long as we're somewhat careful and methodical about it, we're going to be okay. Yeah, we're going to call it an episode here. I'll finish this up off camera, and next episode we'll put the finishing touches on our wheat field, and off we go. So thank you for coming out. Thanks for watching. If you've stuck with us this long, why not subscribe to us? We're going to be doing more of this in Green Mountain, Alabama, and we have some new subscribers, so thanks y'all. Thanks for growing the channel. We also have a Discord, so why not stop by and say hi sometime. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves.